Right, we're on. Hello, guys, and welcome to episode 2 with the men in sheds. Today,
is that just going to stick, do you think?
Men in sheds. I mean,
let's roll with it.
It is what it is, isn't it?
Till we come up with something better.
Pretty much. So we're going to take a look at the Haynes Strength Grip Championships results, which was on Sunday this week, and then a few other little bits that we've seen on Instagram to do with the big old Iron Biby that we'll have a look at, and some of the controversial comments and stuff. And yeah, that's pretty much it, isn't it? But we'll just see what happens.
Yeah, we normally go off on a million tangents anyway, so it's bound to happen. How are the forearms feeling anyway? Because you competed 8 events ago. My forearms are bad, and I didn't compete. I just pick stuff up for fun.
Monday, I felt all right. I was like, yeah, I'll go to arm wrestling training tonight. And then today, I'm like feeling the consequences majorly today.
My clients
very
will say
sore.
the same thing.
It's
satisfying, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the fingers. I'm definitely know I've been doing a bit of high ridge and hand grippers and stuff.
There's no skin left.
Literally, like that crack on the second to last high ridge lift.
Yeah, so Tom's final warm-up lift on the high ridge, like everyone could hear just something go like like audibly.
Just opened up a little gap for me to get that next lift. That's what it did.
Technique.
I also feel like everyone that's done the tractor lift is going to have that little cut on the knuckle there.
Yeah, that was fun though. That was like a great into show. For those guys, those of you that are listening that didn't see the first episode, this Sunday just gone was the Haynes Strength Grip Champs here at the farm. I put on an 8-event show, which it's not unheard of, but to get through that in a day is it's pretty savage. It's probably one of the harder grip comps there's been in the UK for a long time. So we really did try and test absolutely every metric of grip possible. And obviously Tom competed in the Opens, came second, did really well. And yeah, just to give you a bit of background, but it was an absolutely brutal show. Quite a few dropouts, wasn't there? Across the day. So it soon became survival of the fittest. But some really fun events we'll talk through. And to be honest, the standard across every category was unbelievable. Yeah.
This is one of the main things that we said. It was the high ridge, especially. Last year's winner got 21 kilograms, and 8 people must have got over that this year.
Yeah. I mean, I do feel bad because, like you said, Joe had that record, didn't he, for a long time, and he's just been wiped off the. I think he's still at the under 73s, Joe. So don't hate us too much. But we know Joe can do more as well.
I'm talking to Harley about this. It's like all these records Harley's getting now. It's just knocking Joe's off and just leaving him in the 73s on his own. But at least he's still
knowing Harley as well. He would weight cut for 73s just to take that record as well.
Oh my god! Yeah.
Harley sent his way in the morning of the comp at 5 a.m. 82.6.
82.9.
Yeah, I think he was quite keen to get weighed in before he came down, which you can understand.
Yeah. Right, shall we get the results up here?
Yeah. Oh yeah, you can share them, can't you?
Yeah.
It's seamless. This is already. We're only on week 2.
Yeah, I don't know how we can sort it best on here.
Yeah, it's probably a bit all over the gaff, but I mean, shout out to Strength Results as well for this website is just changing the game. Honestly, it's so helpful.
Yeah, it is. I noticed a lot of people using it on the day just to see where they were and stuff as well.
100%. It's just good for everyone, isn't it? But I guess start with the. Do you want to talk through records or do you want to talk through every category? It's up to you.
Yeah, we could go through records actually.
Just so we're not. Otherwise, we'll be talking for ages. I mean, I do want to say there was no records in the men's opens, but Tiny did 3 reps of 200. Looked like he could have done about 8. Daryl pulled 200. Did he do 2 reps of 200?
He did. Yeah, that was really good.
It's a 200 kilo axle is
2 reps.
That's what we call the elite standard, and now we've got guys repping it, and that wasn't even the last bar. That was the 3rd bar. And we've got people repping 200, so it's just so cool to see, in the big boys category, but even in the under 105s, the amount of guys repping 160, 180s is it's getting a bit fruity now. That's the stuff that excites me anyway. I know you're
Jack
about the ridge.
Jack and Aaron getting 4 reps at 160. Yeah,
I want to say as well
um,
briefly, like Aaron, I'm not sure if you watched, but like he just missed the record on the axle. He missed the record on the pinch block by like a millimeter. He honestly, like, he still won the 105s, but like the guy should have walked away with like 3 records.
yeah,
And it was just so close on so many. And I was like, I did feel for him
really
because he's done 190 axle in training. I think the second axle threw quite a few people off as well because it's like my painted one, wasn't it? It's quite,
bit
it's
glossy.
not a good grip axle. Yeah,
Yeah,
glossy is the right word. So, you know, like that's the trouble with axle records as well. We mentioned it before. Like
yeah,
they're all different. Like you know, there's certain ones out there in the grip shed that are like lovely to hang on to, and then other ones that are like just like, because I saw people putting loads of chalk on to go again. I was like,
it's
no,
like
that ain't gonna
bad
help
mistake.
you.
Yeah,
Not
you
on
just
that
want like
axle.
for glossy stuff, you just need dry hands, not like
Right,
chalk, because it'll just slip.
that look like
Um,
this.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
So yeah, the standouts for me in that were Tiny and Big Daryl, but
yeah.
also Ned in the
This one,
under
this is yeah,
83s.
that's the one.
I think the craziest thing. So it's worth saying Harley got the 4th bar as well, so they both broke the record.
Yeah,
I think it was about 142 if I remember right.
one
And they
four.
took it up,
Yeah, it was. It was 142. Yeah,
and they've taken up to 145. But
yeah,
Ned pulled 4 reps on 145.
yeah.
So I was
I
like,
was
I didn't
thinking
know.
about just putting Ned on that record, but
Yeah, well, that's what I was thinking. Like, because Harley
yeah,
did pull it as well, but like, it's just bragging rights for Ned. Like 4 reps on a world record weight.
mad that. How is he in that category? Like,
No,
he's
he's not as
giant
tall
for
as
it.
me.
Yeah, he's actually giant, but he looks quite dense as well. He's not like
Yeah, like
a
he's
lanky
not
sort of.
skinny.
Yeah, I don't know.
Fake scales, I reckon. But one of the
Yeah,
loveliest dudes you'll ever meet as well. Like,
yeah, he is.
I just think that's incredible. He's got to be capable of 160, you would think, somewhere around there.
Definitely, yeah.
So yeah, just wanted to shout those guys out as well. I don't think any of the women's records went, did they?
They
But
didn't.
again,
7 reps, Ellen got at 90 kilos, which is
hilarious, isn't it?
yeah,
And
yeah,
Ellen's one of my strong women clients, and like her deadlift is like quite freaky. Like she'll pull
yeah.
200 this year, I have no doubt. So but yeah, Josh had this in the 120s as well. Another one of my clients, but like couldn't get the 150, I think, but then did about 9 reps on 130. I was like, surely this means you can do one on the heavier
Yeah.
one, but it's funny how grip works. Some people
Yeah.
are built for reps.
Another one actually, Chris DiStefano. He weighs about 64
He does, yeah, 60.
kilos,
He's tiny.
and he's lifted 130 kilos for 7 reps. So that's double body weight for 7 reps.
On an axle with no straps.
Yeah,
Yeah, Chris is a legend as well. He's such a quiet guy, like very unassuming,
he is.
and
Yeah,
then just sends it. So yeah.
anything thick bar, he's just crazy at.
So just to confirm there, the only records that were broken was actually the under 83s on the axle. All the axle records are huge, to be fair.
Yeah.
No one. Oh no, Daryl attempted the 221 in the opens, didn't he? But didn't get
Did
it.
he? Oh.
Tiny didn't attempt it.
Saving
but yeah,
energy.
I think so. Like a lot
Yeah.
of people went all out on that axle. I was like, is
Yeah.
that going to cost them? But
Yeah,
hey,
definitely.
it was a good first event. I think it was a good one to do first as well because it's probably the most taxing.
Yep.
And like you said, it was quite a long event just because of all the plate change, and we had to keep weighing the last bar to make sure it was actually a world record.
Yeah.
But probably my favourite event personally. That's just such a bit.
It's a classic, isn't it? Like it's just a cool event. I think it's good to get everyone warmed up as well. Really, it's like a good one to get the body going. And
But you wouldn't want that 7 events in, would you?
no, 200 kilos for no, thank you.
So then we went on to the one-handed pinch block, which was the 80 mil. It says 3-inch on strength result. That's just the closest I could get to it. But it was the 80 mil block from Gods of Grip. It's again, there was going to be loads of records on this because it's not been used much in comp. So pretty much every category did have a record other than the opens, I think, which
that's right.
stays
Yeah,
with you, which stays
it
at
does, hung in there.
48.1.
The Harley's curse, rushing that block off.
Yeah,
Unbelievable.
that toothbrush.
It did. It just ruined it.
So I've never brushed a bit of kit. I've never really. I just sort of tap it and make sure it's got no loose chalk on it. But you sound quite passionately hatred-fueled towards Harley right now.
Yeah. Well, me and Tiny both said the same thing. Like, I think we lifted 45 and it was good. And then 47 was all right. So we're like, right, we'll go instead of going for just the record, we thought 50 should be okay. But then after the brush attack from Harley, it just it was like,
I didn't know that.
It was horrendous. It just felt terrible. So yeah.
Harley.
So he must have got 45.
Tiny's coming to your house as we speak.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Harley got 42.
Yeah, 42. Because that was that a King Kong record or something like that? I remember we loaded it up. We loaded it up weirdly for him for something. But again, like that's crazy in itself, isn't it? Like Harley's pinch grip, I think, is probably his strongest thing. Like Harley's in the under 80s as well, guys. Just so you know. So he now has all the records to the 120 category, right?
Yeah.
Which is funny. Like that pinch block is, especially if like for the women's as well, it's huge. So like
it is.
I think I was actually really impressed by because you know the under 73 women's was just Em and Charlie, and like Em's a strong woman. She's really a very, very good strong woman. She does OSG and stuff like that, but never really done grip. Did it for a bit of fun and to support me, and she got 17 and a half on that. Which it's not far off what like the Opens women's were doing. Do you know what I mean? Like it's I know it's a small difference in this game, but Laura got 25, which is pretty damn impressive.
Solid, yeah. She doesn't like really that pinch, but 25's respectable for her.
Yeah. Get back in the records.
Yeah, but other than that, it was pretty level. Like there's a lot of people within a couple of kilos of each other, and then
see, this surprised me as well. Like I don't know, this is like me as a competitor, but like I was inputting these scores, and there's so many people on the same weight. Yeah. And if it's me, I'm just there thinking I'd do them by like 1.25 or 2.5.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It seems weird decisions to me, but then I think that's just me being overly competitive and being a strong man. But there were so many tied points. It's like if you'd have just beaten him by a kilo, you'd have got like 4 points. But maybe that's just me being too competitive.
No, that's not a bad thing, is it?
Right, let's fly through these. Arm lifting medley, obviously no records in that, but basically what we had was just 10 objects. It was savage, Tom, wasn't it? It actually was so horrendous. Good. Like I went so mean. I genuinely think Tiny was the only person in the country that would have finished it, and he did.
100%. Yeah.
That whole blob still evades me. Like I generally thought it was like unliftable until he came and just like did it like both hands and stuff. So
yeah, it's a weird shape. I don't know. It hurt. They just hurt my thumb. I think it's the way I try and lift them. I think you'd almost have to use a different technique for lifting them than you would on any other blob. Yeah.
And we scaled it down for the women, so it was all the same objects, just slightly lighter. And a few of the, I think Ellen and I think Shanjeet as well, both hub lifted the 20 kilo wheel, which I thought was quite cool.
But
like, that's hard. Like,
yeah, they're really cool. They're such a good thing to have, just as like a little bit of fun.
Yeah, the Cambridge wheels. Like, I just always find a use for them in every competition because they've got such a soft spot in my heart. But yeah, really cool event. I sound like I'm bragging now because I put it on, but it was...
No, it is though. Like medleys like that are so good, especially when you've got a variety of like thick bar pinch. You've got a natural stone in there that I forgot about, blobs, and then.
Oh yeah, you didn't lift it, did you?
Yeah, I just forgot. Yeah.
We carried that down, and like Max, Charlie, and I, and the squad, and Sam, we all went on a holiday in Wales, and we carried that down a mountain because we liked it so much. So it's got some history, that bad boy. Literally like bear hugged it like the whole way down this hill. So it's covered in chalk now, and I want to get it engraved with like the Haynes Strength grip stone and stuff. And
that'd be amazing.
Yeah, so that's But I was glad to see it also. It's about 31 kilos.
Wow. So it's
It's about the perfect. But there's gosh, this is getting nerdy even for me. But like. You've got a wide pinch in the main bit. The top, it like sort of like goes to a peak. So there's a nice like sloping, like the gold bar.
Yeah.
There's just loads of different cool things you can do with it for a stone. So I love it. I think it's awesome. And it, did bits in the comp. Event 4, vertical bar. This is everyone's favorite, I reckon. I'm not going to be out around the bush. So... Again, not loads of records in this.
I was surprised about that, actually. Yeah, Carl, where is he?
Carl Atkins, again, in the under 83s.
Go on, Carl, lad.
You said this before, didn't you, that like he'd be unreal? And he was. Like this, how he's so good at this one event. Like, I mean, he's good across the board, but like this especially, he's like way better than anyone else.
It's massive. Yeah.
So
we were
pulled
talking about this.
10 kilo on the dynamite stick, and that's
Yeah.
like a record. It was a record for 83s, 93s, and 105s until Jono pulled 111 for a record breaker.
Snuck it in. Yeah.
Yeah, which I don't.
To be fair,
for
Jono made it look quite easy, that 111.
He did. He really did, and that was like right at the end while we were packing it away.
Yeah.
And he was like, he just realised his record had been matched.
Yeah. But me and Carl were talking on Monday, and he was like, I don't know whether to carry on with just grip training or just do every vertical bar and just try and break every record on that. I was like, well, yeah, you could.
He could, but you've just got to try and be all rounded. Like, I don't know. Like, he could 100% break every record there is to break, I think. But I still need to have a go with that new one. I can't remember what it's called.
The fat one.
The one, no, well, that too, but the one that's like a hex shape.
Oh yeah, the Stanley Hamilton.
That's the one, Stanley Hamilton. So I'll be having to go with that soon. Yeah,
it's we're getting a little bit of chalk on it now. But
seasoning her up.
It's nice. I think 150 plus is possible on it.
Yeah, he told me 180. I was like, right, let's calm down.
Yeah. That's maybe not 180. That's insane.
But dynamite stick, fairly. Yeah, I was the same actually. I thought there would be a lot more, but it was. You're 5 events into a comp, man. Like, it had started raining by this point as well, hadn't it? It was all just a bit gross. So maybe it was just a bit of fatigue, but pretty cool. Yeah. Like, nice to put a max event in that late that doesn't kill people too much, but just a fun little event. Then we had the rolling farmers for time. I didn't realize you were putting these on the website actually, else I'd have sent you them. But one of my favorite events as well. Like, we had this crazy concept for the farm open, the strongman comp, that there'd be like this mystery set of farmers, and they've got like rolling handles welded into them. And geez, does it make a difference that like it's a farmer's, not a? It's so much harder than just doing it.
Yeah. I don't even. It's difficult to explain how hard it is because they just moved. They just roll like rolling handles, but it feels like more almost. I don't know,
because the whole thing's doing like that as well the whole time. So your grip's like being tested like in every way. But it was. I mean, you boys still held 80 for like a decent amount of time, didn't you? Like, did Tiny win that one? Yeah, 20
seconds.
See, that's bloody good. That's like holding a Thomas Inch dumbbell in each hand for 20 seconds, basically. That's, if not harder, in my opinion.
I reckon harder that is.
I think it's harder.
Yeah. You can't get away with like resting it on your legs either because it is a farmer's. It's just like a flat bar, so
you're also terrified of them hitting your feet when they, because like it doesn't. You can't put them down. Like, your hands just go like nope. And like, if you're Daryl, they're falling from like 7 foot up in the sky. Daryl was only 3 seconds behind Tiny.
Jeez, it's just putting them like big hands to use.
Hand size on them, because you can sort of lock the roll in. But yeah, they were the only 2 holding 80. Yeah,
a few 65s.
I remember. Was it the 105 class being like quite crazy as well? Oh no, the under 80s. Sorry, there was like 3 of them over 20 seconds. Because I remember Backslap Steve went out, Ned did him by half a second, and then Harley held him for about 33 seconds.
Of course he did.
Harley's just good, isn't he? Like, let's be honest. He'd hold up in the opens. Like, I really do think he would.
He actually would. Yeah, it's crazy. That it'll be interesting to see how he does at King Kong overall, sort of thing on the in his category.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
and then maybe I overshot it on the women's a little bit. I think everyone took the light option across the board, but for the record, we had a heavy option, which was always 20 kilo more, and then a light option. So like, if you couldn't do 5 seconds with the heavy option, you go to the light option. But
everyone went for the light one. Maybe it was a mutual agreement. They thought, we'll save our end.
Maybe that would be nice. But like, in my head, I wanted it to be like, if you held the heavy option for 10 seconds,
Yeah.
you would get like obviously rewarded. Whereas if you had to go to the light option, it'd be quite light, so you have to hold it for ages, which is less fun and more miserable than
It'll burn your
stronger.
CNS more as well.
100%. But what I did also notice is the guys that tried the heavy one and then went down struggled massively because we made them go straight back in, because it's not really fair for them to go and have a break. Like, you know, that's the risk of taking a heavy one. And I can't remember who it was, but there was someone that held it for 4.81, the heavy option, and I had to say no, and they had to go and do the light option. I can't remember who it was, but I did feel very guilty.
Devastated.
So,
well, that's the risk you take.
That's it. Something like that happens, and you are, it just cooks you. But yeah, real fun event. No toes were harmed, which I think is a miracle.
Yeah.
And like I say, we were picking up steam at this point. Like, we're getting through the events pretty quick, but that was a good one. Event 6. I mean, this, to be honest, was your performance of the day, I would say.
It was.
So we did a hand gripper for time. So basically what that means is you'd hold it shut, you'd stick the setting block in, which had a medal, and just hold it out in front of you. And then as soon as that, you can't keep it closed anymore, it falls out. That's when your time ends. Yeah. So we had the Gods of Grip Elite range from number 1 to number 7. And basically same principle, like 5 seconds on a heavy one beats any time on a lighter one.
Yeah.
And you could see people were struggling by this point because they were trying to like close it in there, and they'd like have it with 2 hands set in it, and it would just like go, no.
Just slip out like, oh no.
So pretty wild. Were you the Tiny did number 7 as well, didn't he?
He did,
for
like 7 seconds.
7 seconds, and then you held the number 7 shut for 24.5 seconds, which I cannot. That's crazy.
Yeah, it was pretty good, that.
I don't know many people beating that. I think Dilly would have probably pushed you a bit, because he is terrifying on hand grippers, but like
he is.
Yeah, that's very impressive. I'm not going to beat around the bush. And then no one else went for the 7 at all. I don't think there was quite a few 6s.
No, there was a couple of 6s knocking about. Yeah, Lewis Bryce. I think that was the best in his. Yeah, it was. He was the only one to do the 6.
That's what we wanted with that strategy, though. Like, if you can close it, because he only did like 5 seconds, didn't he, or 6 seconds? And
6.5.
Yeah, so that's perfect, isn't it?
Yeah, and Ned did it as well. He got the 6 for 6 seconds.
Jeez. But again, like, that's one of them. You hold it for 4.5, and it's like your day's ruined.
You're dead. Game over.
I actually love Ned. You know, I think he's such a sound guy.
Well, he's just kind of come out of nowhere now, hasn't he? Really, he's in the grip world fully. It's good to see him. So we'll see where he can get to, like, next year and stuff, I guess.
So did these count as records, like hand gripper holds?
Yeah, I've added it on as a 10 mil block hold. So that's
what I was going to say. Like, you need to get the block the same for everyone, but that makes sense. Oh, that's so. Yeah, so I mean, basically every winner of every category would have been a record then in that.
Yeah, I think that's a good event to have, better than probably the hand gripper medley that we did, because it's easy to ref.
It's easier to ref. It's quicker. Just less. It's better to watch, I would say.
Yeah,
and
it is.
It's quicker to run, and there's less just faffing and like. Yeah. I don't know. It always feels a bit like stressy when people are doing like a hand gripper medley, 100%. And they're like, "Which one's next?" And it's like because it's all split timed and stuff. And
so a hold is.
A hold or a max. Like you could keep like if you had a bit more time, you could be like, right, everyone do this one, everyone do this one, everyone do this one. But yeah, I don't know. I quite like that.
Yeah. Oh, bloody hell, look at that. Little advert come up there.
Is it Haynes Strength?
No, it's a Saxon Bar. The Gods of Grip 2023 Saxon Bar. Bloody hell.
Look at that. Paddy 10.
Get it on there.
We don't use that Immortals 23 discount code. Come on, guys, we're better than that.
No. Paddy 10 gets you 1% extra.
Should do.
Should.
Right, squad. Event 7 was the High Ridge. I think this ended up being the most intense event. Like, it's just like a tiny bit of metal, but everyone's got well into it, don't you think? Like,
so everyone's like, "What's your technique?" Oh, you doing it?
Jack Wadman were gonna like headbutt each other at one point. It was brilliant.
Was it Jack? He was like, I'm gonna skip this one and go for the next one. Tiny. He's like, "Ooh, don't do that, mate." He's like, "What do you mean? That's a big jump." And yeah, it was so good.
Because Jack used all 3 of his lifts, and I think 21.25, and then he waited for you guys just to see whatever like you guys got to on the record. And just, so he went from like 21 to I think 27 and a half or 25, which on a ridge is like, that's just absolutely absurd. Like if you get a kilo PB,
crazy. Yeah.
You're buzzing. But yeah,
That
you took
so
this one.
fun, yeah.
I was actually surprised. I thought Tiny would get that. So
do you know what I did as well? I reckon 30 plus is definitely possible on that.
That's what I was about to say. I 100% think 30's on the cards now. It's not like 27 and a half on a brand new ridge as well. Like I know it had a lovely texture on it, but it was still a brand new bit of kit. So let it season for a bit. And like I didn't train that. I'm not sure if you've done much ridge training, but
no.
It's if you devoted it and didn't care about your fingertips, because it is horrible, isn't it? It's But that's the one that injured you, so
it is. It's a
dangerous bit of kit. But Tom got 27 and a half kilos, guys. I also lifted it as the ref. Just
you did. Guest appearance lift.
I'm an absolute menace. I lifted it like leaning over the crossbar as well. It was like no technique whatsoever. But I sort of like backed myself for that one. I can't lie.
Yeah, it's a good one that. But yeah, it was fun. Plenty of records on that because I think it's the first time we've done it since your comp last year. So yeah.
Yeah. So geez, but like every grip comp needs something fiddly like that because like it gives all the guys with smaller hands and like the weight class guys an opportunity as well. Like you can't just pick grip events for guys with big hands because it's just not fair. Like,
do you know what? That is interesting actually because technically me and Tiny came first and second and were in the opens. I'm surprised some of the lighter guys didn't get up there as well.
Yeah, no, I am. What was the heaviest lift? Because I think they're all about 21 and a quarter.
Yeah.
Yeah, so to be honest, and I don't normally say stuff like this, but not amazing from the lighter guys on the ridge.
No,
I don't
it's
think.
not.
Like
surprising.
Guys with fat, sweaty hands shouldn't be winning that. Do you know? I told Daryl, I was like, "You're going to be crap at this, man." Because for those that haven't met Daryl, his hands are like they're nearly an inch bigger than mine. They're about here.
Yeah.
And then he went out, and I think he was third, wasn't he? I think he did. Did he do 22 and a half? So he was third.
Yeah.
So
his hands have natural seasoning on them. They're like sandpaper, aren't they? It's like sandpaper hands. That's what I said to him. I was like, you've got a substantial advantage there with them.
I want to shout out as well, Ellen, obviously my strongman client, not a grip athlete, did 16.25 on that in the women's opens.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Which is about, I think, and Sean Jeet actually did 15. So both of those lifts are like crazy as well. Like that's
real good.
They're hanging with the men's. So yeah, shout out to those two ladies because they're both incredible.
Lighter men need to step it up, don't they?
Yeah, I'm afraid so, guys. Eat more broccoli.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair as well, M getting 13.75 is an under 73, and again, not a strong woman. Even that's really good as well. So just in general, maybe it's better event for women. Who knows?
It could be.
But yeah, no, I sort of agree with you there, Tom. I think it's not an event where body weight makes a difference at all. Like because you're only lifting 30 kilos. Like anyone
with your fingertips.
Yeah, so you'd expect like a rock climber or someone to come along in the future and break those. But like you said, literally loads of records broken there, which is class. And I think they can all be taken further. I don't think anything there is untouchable.
No.
I will come and do it.
No, you're probably right, yeah.
But that's the fun thing about these. Like these grip records, a lot of them will probably stand for quite a while just until the event comes up again. Yeah.
That's true. But that's it. It's targets for people to. I know a lot of people say, "Oh, I've done this in training, done that in training." When you're 6 events deep on the day, and it's very 100%. Difficult to be at your best, isn't it? But
100%.
That's part of the fun. And then, speaking of fun,
So, for those that didn't see the last event we did, so Gods of Grip make grip heads, which like 3D printed like fun objects that clip into a loading pin. Tom made some custom purple tractors How many did you bring down?
6.
6. There were 3 survivors in the end, so we
Oh,
got
okay,
there.
that's not bad.
No, but honestly, like there were so many. It was like an old tractor as well, so we made it as a key pinch. I can never get on the screen. Key pinch like that on the bonnet, and you just had to stand there and hold it tight. The weights were the same for everyone. The women's had 15 kilo, and the men's had just under 20. So, I mean, how grim was this at the end of the day?
Yeah, I took a little, I took a little soft approach to this one, but I think Tiny went all out on this, didn't he?
He really did.
What, 76 seconds? What's he doing? What is he doing?
No one else did. I think Jack Wadman was the next best, and he was like heckling him the whole time as well, like in a jokey way. But 48 seconds. But to hold that for 76 seconds when he'd won every other, like he'd won the comp by this point. I don't think he needed to do it at all. It shows you what a terrifying man Tiny is, eh?
Yeah.
But like again, like that's not an event a sweaty open should be good. It was the most fiddly little. It was funny.
Yeah. But it's part of it, isn't it? And it was key pinch technique that we used, which is pretty standard across the board in grip, and silly but quite serious results.
Well, in the other categories, it had a lot more, like it was very important, like for the scores and that. So like I know the under 80s, for example, like where are we? Yeah, Steve won that, so like that got him right back up onto podium and stuff. And it's just cool, like. It is a laugh and like it is funny and just a chilled event, but then otherwise like people are really, really taking it seriously still.
Yeah.
And I said, like, imagine you're someone just walking along the footpath and you just look in like, oh, what are they getting up to? It's just like 3 grown men just holding purple tractors for like a minute.
Yes.
Come on. So yeah, just awesome day. Really enjoyed it. So Tiny won the opens. We had Kevin Neild won the over 50s. Aaron Moody won the 105s. Brett Miles won the under 120s. Then we had Harley won the under 83s. Ellen Olson won the women's opens. Lucy Hardwick won the women's under 100s. And Em Wilson won the under 73 women's. Hopefully, we keep growing it. I will be doing it again next year in a similar format. And like, we can get more people into it, especially more in the women's, I think would be good because it was quite quiet this year in the women's. Like a lot of them stepped up, like my clients stepped up for a bit of fun as well. But I had so many people message me after this comp saying like, it was so much fun. Like, I'm going to do more grip comps in the future. And that's what means the world to me, guys. Like, like I'm trying to do my bit to grow the grip world in the strongman scene. And I think events like this are only going to help.
Yeah, I think you didn't even have it open that long, did you? It was like a month.
I'm going to open it up nice and early next year, and like hopefully it'll just be one of the majors in the UK grip comp wise.
Yeah, I reckon so. Perfect space for it, and it's good fun. And next year I will we'll get some childcare, and I'll challenge Tiny for the title.
Damn right. Maybe I'll even compete in my own show. Can you imagine?
Yeah. Well, it's difficult, but you can try.
I don't want to take anything from Tiny. I think he probably still would have won, but I'd have liked to have pushed him on a few things.
Yeah, my thick bar is just nowhere near at the moment because of all the arm wrestling. Like, it's not even worth me trying to get near him because it's just rubbish. Everything else is fine. Just anything like thick bar, I just can't pick up. Basically,
yeah, we're literally the opposite. Together, we'd be a freak.
It'd be athlete. Unbelievable. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm good at what you're bad at, and you're good at what I'm bad at.
It's mad, isn't it?
That's the fun.
It is.
Anyway, let's move it on.
Let's move it on. Let's get rid of that. There is. Yeah, your picture's way better this week. The mustache is in. Yeah. The mustache is fully on show.
Yeah, it looks better, doesn't it? Also, the LEDs in here make the ceiling go purple, and I think it looks
I'm so jealous. As soon as this new platform comes, I'm getting the yellow in.
The yellow, yeah, that looks sick.
Yeah, I think it's golden yellow. It's called.
It's better than purple. PURPAL was the color option.
Let me add.
Present. So basically, everyone will have seen this going around that Iron Biby is in America right now. He's with Martin Zalissis, and he's just gone rogue, isn't he? He is going for every grip world record. This guy doesn't train grip, it's worth saying. Like,
Yeah.
And, you know, firstly, I want to like talk about the positives. Like, whatever handle it is, whatever Saxon bar it is, like, you can't deny the numbers are absurd. Like, to get that off the floor, like, you know, like, he doesn't even train it. Like, he doesn't look like he's built for grip either. Like, normally you want to be quite, I think you want to be quite lanky and like
You do, yeah.
not have too much body fat. Like, look at Karl Myerscough, for example, like 6'11" and very, very like wiry, and like he's a big dude, but yeah, Biby holds a lot of weight and like a lot of water, I'm sure. So it's probably like, you know, it's just, in my eyes, it's not the ideal build for grip, which is the terrifying thing.
No, he's not even using any, like, I don't know, leg. He's just literally just picking it up.
Yeah,
he's just
rode it.
Yeah.
That's very much Biby in a nutshell, though, I think. Like, just pick it up.
Yeah, there's not much to say about this. Obviously, the Rolling Thunder handle is a bit of a controversial one because they're so different and there's different models. So, like, some people say the record's 150, some people say it's 130. No one really knows what it is. But
so for very like not educated people like me, the handles, like, after a while will just start to lose their rotation. So it gets like easier and easier the older the handle is. So like I've got one in here now, which if you spun it like that, it would go like half a turn. And you can just do loads of weight on it. But then again, like, you know, you don't know if that's a brand new one, if it's an old one, etc. But 132 kilos is still mind blowing. Like, even on a handle that doesn't roll, that would be impressive to pick up. So I don't want to take anything away from it, but like, I don't think the guys in the grip world are getting like too excited over it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And Kim went and did 134 as well, like straight up.
Did he actually? Oh, I bet he saw it. He was like, I can do that easy.
Straight away.
I'd be really interested to see what you and Tiny get on it.
I would like a proper go. I remember I did it in a competition and did 115, but that was like before I even did any, like, that was, it was a BNSF like grip comp in Wales. So that was like 4 years ago at least. So I reckon we'd be up there. But again, you want to sort of have a bit of training on it, but unless you're Iron Biby. But this Saxon bar as well, like, that's legit.
I mean, to like, when you first see it, it's like, oh, he's lifting, what is it, 140? 140 kilos on a Saxon bar. What have you lifted on it?
I've done 131 and held the lockout, and then I did that 136, which was it wasn't a rep, but it's pretty much there, if that makes sense. So 140 is literally my goal for this year. Yes, yeah. So what I've said publicly, like, I'll get 140 this year. That's my main goal on Saxon. But what I don't understand is, why did Martins and Ode load it on like Apollon wheels like that? Because like, if they'd just done it on bumpers, like, you couldn't argue its legitimacy.
Yeah, I don't get it. What, like, he can deadlift like from the floor, can't he?
Like, it's a bit weird to me. But like, I mean, 140 kilos, like, that's my goal. Like, that's very, very, very good. I know has Sam done 140?
He reckons 150 can come.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I think, like, if I trained it a bit more. But again, do we know what size Saxon bar that is?
I'm guessing it's 50 mil.
50
so that's 2 inch. Yeah, they use that a lot in America. 50 mil bar. Yeah.
So that'd be smaller than your small one.
Yeah.
Isn't that 60 mil?
Yeah.
Oh right. Okay, that's interesting.
We should make one, and it looks bare steel as well, doesn't it? I don't think there's any paint on it. It looks pretty crusty.
So again, this is like being super analytical, like grippy. Like, I'm not taking anything away from this lift. 140 kilos on a square bar is just ridiculous.
Yeah, but then I was having a little look through the comments, and I saw this one by, I think it's Zach, who does. Your lift was more full range of motion, and the Saxon in the video has the sleeves offset deeper in the hand. No doubt Biby is a beast, but most won't pay attention to those details. So he's basically saying...
What does sleeves offset in the hand mean?
I think he's basically saying it's a half rep, and the weight's not loaded properly.
Right, okay.
Which, to be fair, he's not wrong about. It's basically like doing a two-handed pinch off a loading pin, isn't it?
Yeah. So basically, they've tried to make it as easy for him as possible for a bit of clickbait. Is what
That's
we're
what he's
suggesting.
saying. I know, obviously, the comments go a little bit, gets very
As
nerdy,
comments
doesn't it?
do. But
Yeah.
that's good though. It's like I'm glad people are like sort of debating it and whether like they reckon it's impressive. And obviously, at the end of the day, it's a training lift, so it would never count as a world record anyway. But it's a bit
this
like
fella here? Paddy, there you are. Amazing.
got anything. I've got to put my 2p in. Anything grip.
Yeah.
It's like ooh. But the hardest bit of any Saxon bar lift, guys, is getting it off the floor. Like especially if it's on bumper plates down. That bottom range is absolutely disgusting. Usually, if you pull it off the floor, like you can lock it out. So starting it that high. I mean, I might do it today and just film what I can do and then just clickbait it and be like 150 kilo Saxon bar lift. But we'll
You're
see.
right. 90% of the grip lifts, it's like if you're breaking it off the ground, you're lifting it.
Yeah, 100%.
I feel like that's why a lot of people now are sort of trying to use little sneaky techniques to kind of, coax the weight off the ground a little bit and lift it to lockout. But
yeah, this sort of thing is like that's what does my head in. Like that's what I like about Biby, that he's just this raw power that can just like
he's just
pick it up. Exactly. So again, our opinion on it then is that like it's impressive, but it's not. Like that comment said, it's not like the people in the grip world aren't like quaking in their boots, basically, because I think if you stuck him on the ground on bumper plates, he'd probably still get like 130 odd. But it's just a bit like it's just a few weird things about it, like how they've set it up. Like it's clear they've set it up so they can sort of shout about it and be like, look at it's a world record and all this. And
do you know what it reminds me of? That guy that did the marathon with like people stood all around him, so like there'd be no wind. But
oh
what
god,
I mean?
yeah, exactly. Yeah, they're literally like, but you're Iron Biby, why the hell not? He has got a wild grip, like people don't realize.
Clearly he's do we want to mention this or
oh, go on then, why not? We're already in. I was just before we start that, I was saying to Shane, like MST, like if I was Mark Felix right now, I would be doing what Biby is doing and just going around and like putting these records to bed, because Mark's grip is astronomical. Like in certain things, like like if he trained it, he would get it like 100%.
Yeah. Well, why isn't he? Like
not just really like I think he's interested. Like what we're going to talk about now, he was very interested in and very keen.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Maybe it just needs people to reach out to him and be like, Mark, come and break this world record. But I really don't know. Maybe it's just lack of knowledge or lack of interest. But he really could. I've seen a video of him breaking the Millennium Dumbbell off the floor, and it's like, if he tried, he would. I don't think there's much he couldn't break.
Yeah, totally. Well, Rob messaged me like a few months ago saying Mark Felix is interested in getting into the grip world properly, and I was like, oh, amazing. And then never heard anything from him. So I don't know. He might just take a little bit of prodding to get him back in, and
I'm still working on Loz, because Loz loves grip strength, and he's a real good friend of mine. So I know he wants to come up and try that 95 kilo dumbbell, but obviously the world's busiest man.
He is. Yeah.
So go on then, let's talk this. At Fit Expo, there is potential that myself, Tiny, and Mark Felix are going to be trying to break Mark's record for walking with the Thomas Inch dumbbells. We're going to bring him here next week, aren't we, and have a bit of a play.
Yeah.
But basically, like, you pick them up in each hand and you walk and you go as far as you can. These are the dumbbells that are like the unliftable dumbbells, so it does make it kind of crazy. But I was also thinking, Tom, those rolling farmers are going to be perfect training for this.
They are actually, especially they're just more difficult.
Yeah,
they are.
But like they're like I can sort of drop those and not worry. Whereas if I drop my Thomas Inch dumbbell like outside, I would probably cry a little bit.
Well, I don't know. Mine are a bit crusty, and
Yeah, fair. But so the record is about 33 meters, I think, which is Mark Felix's record. He did it at the Rogue comp. I know Mike Burke's been very close as well. There's a video of Biby doing it. So a lot of guys that can do this. But I don't know. I feel quietly confident, but let's have a like I say, let's get him here, and I'll have a proper play and make sure it's possible. But we invited Mark as well, and Mark's accepted, just so that if it's your record, you should have a chance to defend it. Like, it'd be pretty snaky if me and Tiny go and just break his record and don't tell him, basically. So I know Mark very well, and it's like, and as soon as I mentioned it, he was up for it as well. So it should be happening. I believe it is at the Fit Expo during the women's competition. So it's on the Saturday. It's the 2nd of November. It'll be in between two of the events. And ladies, you can thank us for giving you a bit of a breather between events. Whilst three big men.
It won't be a long one.
No, not at all. It'd be like 5 minutes. But it's cool. It'll be in front of a crowd. There's loads of these records I want broken now, like Odd Haugen's record. Like, I feel bad, but I know I can break that record, the reps in 10 minutes.
It's just getting the stage to do it and the right place. And these records can be well beaten, I think, especially that farmer's walk. I actually think Tiny's got more chance than you of taking it.
How
further. I know.
Dare you? Why don't you host a podcast with him?
No, but I think you've got the reps easily because your endurance seems you could just lift forever. But I don't know. There's just something about him holding them dumbbells. It just looks. I don't know.
Yeah. No, he's a big
man.
man.
It's good that you're both going.
I think Felix
a little bit of fire for you.
Oh well, I like to prove people wrong. But
good.
I want to know.
Is Mark going to get any? How's he going to get some training in? Actually,
so I actually work with Mark, so I do his grip bit. So he's got the Hercules hold next week at Giants Live Glasgow. So we'll be able to chat all about that. They want him to break the record there. So I've got him just doing like long holds, basically behind the back holds, a lot of finger curls and stuff like that this week, and then we'll deload him next week into the comp, and then really he's going to have not long. He'll have a few weeks where I'll put him on some fat bar stuff and some holds, but he really doesn't do much, like, at all. Like, he doesn't enjoy grip training, like, at all. Like, people.
Mark Felix doesn't actually like grip training, has ridiculous hands, ridiculous forearm strength. I think we know he can do it, so it'd be mine and Tiny's job to beat him, basically, but he's 100% got it in the bag.
Yeah. Do you think Tiny or Mark?
I know Mark could do it because he's done it before. Yeah. I think I'm better than Tiny at it. I think you're wrong.
Yeah. Good.
But Tiny's he's going to struggle to train it like I am. That's one thing. Because he's got one dumbbell, I think. I don't know if he's even got a whole dumbbell. You don't need to go super specific, though. Like, this is what I said to him. Like, don't overthink it. Like, just grab some fat grips and put them on farmers and walk. But Tiny didn't do it as well as I did it at the grip shed, basically.
Yeah, I was just thinking then maybe your I'm going to say weak hand, your left hand's almost, it's equal, isn't it, to your right? Or is your left better on the dumbbells?
My left's better.
You don't really have a weak hand on dumbbells, so that's big.
My right's slightly weaker, but it will get there. But the thing I've got, which Mark and Tiny don't, is the speed. So, like, that's going to be the main difference. Like, I'm going to sprint with those dumbbells. So that, like, I only have to hold them for like 5-10 seconds, hopefully. But just cover ground. I think that's the key, isn't it? It's like a Conan's wheel. Like, you want to hold the weight for less time.
70 meters, I reckon.
We'll see.
You've got that in you.
You could do that in
15 seconds.
I'm not going to say too much until I've got, like, I've had a go and felt them.
Yeah,
but
we'll see
I feel good. But it's a long way, 33 meters.
Yeah, it is. I don't know. It's a
good
one.
A good novice men's comp weight for normal farmer's walk would be about that for 30 meters. So to do it with 2 unliftable dumbbells, it's a world record for a reason.
You'll have to do it with 85s next.
Shot myself in the foot.
Yeah, don't bother with the 78s anymore because they're too easy.
New record.
Like, anything over 50 meters, not worth doing.
Do you think Carl could do 5 meters with the 104s if he had 2 of them? good question, isn't it?
Yeah.
I
He doesn't look very mobile, does he? I don't know.
Also,
that
the
seems to be the only
size of
thing.
those dumbbells, trying to keep them out the way of your legs, like.
Yeah. Yeah, like even looking at the 104 compared to the 78, it just like shadows it.
Kettle of fish.
Yeah,
Different kettle of fish. I'd love to press it at one point. That's sort of my life goal as well. But
yeah,
clean and press the inch, get this world record, 140 Saxon bar, and the 104. That's like 4 goals, maybe for this year. If I get 104 this year, the world will know about it.
yeah, that's
buzzing.
Not a bad set of goals there, I'd say.
I think we need to make like a trifecta of like grip lifts that just
we've
makes
mentioned this, haven't we? Like
the ultimate human being, basically, like a 104
Yeah.
millennium, like a fucking like a 30 blob or something from Hull.
Yeah.
And it would have to be a pinch, wouldn't it? Like a
There's a hand gripper in there as well.
Oh, it'd need to be 100%. Like a cock 4 would need to go in.
Yeah.
If there's anyone that can do all like these 5 things, basically, like the elite list, then it's just unquestionable they've got one of the best grip strengths in the world.
I think that'd be a really cool thing for us to sort of figure out, like a tier list of goals for people.
Oh yeah, like a gold, silver, and bronze. So you could have like
sort of, yeah.
So the bronze would be like the 85, captains of crush 3.5.
Yeah.
Just make it accessible so everyone can sort of like what you need to lift to get in there. Maybe like a half 50 blob or like the fat man. But make it still like hard, but like, you've got an amazing grip if you can lift these. You've got one of the best grips in the world if you can lift these, and then you're just. Is there anyone in that
alien.
top? Carl, maybe. Carl's done a 4, isn't he?
It's only Carl, isn't it? But it's training for that 4 that takes a long time. Like it'll soon drop off if you stop. But it's the same with the dumbbell. You need to keep training.
Yeah, literally. You wouldn't. I wouldn't do that. Do you know what I mean? Like as a strong man, I've got too much going on. Like if at some point in my life I might, when I'm not like doing strongman, like just focus on grip. But if I had that category to aim for, and there's just a list of people in this like god tier, I think that'd be sick. But that's something we'll get.
Yeah, it is. We'll get that going, and then we mentioned about doing this for like rolling handles, pinch blocks. We can kind of set tiers for people to. I think
the more data we get from these comps and stuff, the easier that will be, because you could just do it on a percent basis. Like if you lift 110, you're in the top 2% of human beings, and then tier it from that as opposed to just picking numbers out of thin air.
Yeah, I think we need to change the names to Grip Nerds in Sheds. You're definitely one now, Paddy. You're fully
I'm a fraud. I'm a fraud grip nerd, but I'm forced into nerdadry. Nerdadry, just from being strong.
Yeah. Right. Is there anything else that we want to?
We need a hot topic. Yeah. Pick a number, 1 or 3. We picked 2 last week, and
Let's go for 3.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Oh, God.
Should grip records be able to be set in training?
Yeah, I think they should actually.
Okay, I'm going to say no then, just for to keep it interesting.
Okay, yeah. Well,
Did you hear that?
What was? I'm a bit of both, to be fair. But this is a question we get like every day. Does this count to your leaderboards? I think you need competition and like offline leaderboards kind of thing, I guess you'd say, where all gym lifts count towards one set of records, and then all records count to competition records, I think.
Yeah, interesting. I think it's just hard, isn't it? Because like, if people have got kit at home that's like perfectly seasoned, or there's no way of knowing if they've done something to it. Like, God, someone could weld a rolling handle shut. Do you know what I mean? And like say they've set up. There's nothing to stop someone doing that. I swear someone got caught recently using like magnets and like stuff like that.
Fishing wire down his sleeve attached to the thing, so his hand stuck to it.
It's tragic, but like,
that is, I mean, even
that worries me.
It's
what
invisible.
worries me? See, Tom, you're arguing the wrong side here, Tom.
It's such a difficult one.
They could have liquid chalk on that's like hard to spot. They could be using tacky to like anything like. So that really, for me, is like an absolute no-no because like, it would also put people off coming to competitions and doing competitions as well, I think, because they'll be like, well, I don't need to because I've got the world record because I did it in my barn.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with barns, but like, just do it in a comp. Just come to comp, meet people, have a burger, and lift metal objects. That's my opinion, but
Burger and a
it's
brownie.
nice that
Those brownies went down very well at yours.
shout out Charlie Whiting. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Unreal.
But international athletes is the big one, like, because we have a lot of people that have our stuff in all different countries and they want to be involved on the leaderboards. So that's a way for them to get on there. But cheating is rife.
Maybe we say, like, organise just a local... It doesn't need to be this huge comp. Just organise a bit of a get-together and be like, look, we're going for a Holland record breakers comp.
Yeah.
Everyone uses the same implements. They're all judged by someone in the grip world.
A trusted referee,
A trusted referee. And I know it's impractical, but it's the same as like OSG doing like online qualifiers and stuff, and people try and cheat in those. And it's just like, you can't control if people are going to be dicks or not. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's but I do. It would make it more accessible. It would make your job harder because you'd be updating your website daily.
Yeah.
But for me, like if I did an event like you did then, that Ridge, event 7 in a comp, and you get a video from someone that does 27.6 just in their home gym, fresh. Yeah. That would wind you up.
Yeah, it would. Yeah. I feel like that's it's a very difficult one, isn't it? Do we just do a separate one and anything goes? You'd see people that were cheating. You'd get someone like, oh, I've lifted 140 on the 60 mil rolling handle. Have you?
Yeah. 100%. Do it in comp then. But it's the same as strongman. No one cares about what you lift in the gym. Like, you know, do it in comp. Like Loz was personally installed that on me, and like I'm going to bring that over to the grit world, I think. But but like maybe what about like an online competition? Like that would maybe be doable where you have referees and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's still, I know it's still a bit. It's tricky. It is tricky. I know I'm very blessed to be in a position. I've won that one, guys. Did I win that one? Let me know below.
It's a no, isn't it? It's a no.
Do you think records should be able to be broken in training, or should they be competition only?
Yeah, there's plenty of record breaker competitions now anyway, where you can just go and you can basically do 3 events fresh.
Yeah, literally. That's fine with me. That's fine. Like, you know, I made my comp hard on purpose, but you know. Yeah. You know, you could easily just be like, we're going for a rolling handle. But like, you know, you guys do it, like Herculean hands and stuff.
That's it. Because everyone loves them now.
I love it. Like, I just wish you lived bloody closer. But it's like, these records need to keep being taken further to grow the sport. And like, it's everything. It's not just the main lifts. Like, I want those leaderboards to be as accurate as possible. So if you've got someone in there with like a rolling handle record with like 40 kilos, it's like, right, let's get that beat. Let's find someone strong. And because, the sport's growing, and it's like, you know, the numbers are just like strongman now has slowed right down, so the records are being broken by a kilo, whereas like, gee, we're breaking records by like 30% at times, and it's like,
well, I reckon record breakers at multiple venues could work. I know gyms would love to do like a little session. You could even do one at yours. Yeah, you know, just Tiny could do one.
Pick 5 objects and be like, look. You know, you don't need a huge turnout, but be like, we're going to break some records. Like, if you want to come along and get your name in the history books, this is what you need to lift. And we're
history books. Wow.
It is the history. It's the start of the history books.
Yeah, I love the little section.
I love the little section you put in about, like, you know, the only people in the shed that have lifted like the hull and the.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
That's quite cool.
It is. It's
the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
I think whoever wins the grip finals should just, their face should be on the wall, like massive, for the whole year. Yeah.
Do you know what? I'd actually do that. There is a lot of space in here to fill on the walls now, so.
Just like a shrine to
A3.
Right, guys, let's wrap it up. We have been waffling for far too long. I hope you enjoyed episode 2. It's been very fun, Thomas.
Yes, it has.
I'm blessed to be seeing you next week. We're filming some YouTube bits next week, guys.
That'll be good.
Look out for that in the coming weeks. It's going to be a good laugh. It's probably going to be very nerdy as well, but we are going to keep this podcast rolling because we're both having fun for the time being. I think it's going to be good.
yeah, plenty of things to talk about coming up, like King Kong and all that stuff.
Yeah, and we got Hercules Hold at Giants next weekend as well.
That's
Get me there, son.
Yeah. Mark, I'm coming for you.
Yeah, damn right. Calling them out. Right, guys, let us know in the comments if you reckon that, grip record should be beaten in training. Otherwise, we will catch you guys next week. Love you lots.
See you later.